Hey everybody, we're out here in the warehouse today. We're going to talk about rear antennas on Impala. We're talking about 1958 through 64. They did offer them in later years, but we're going to focus on the 58 to 64 year models right now. So you could still get a front mount antenna in those years, and you saw those mostly Bel Air Biscaynes. The Impalas, you saw a lot of the rear. You could get a front mount antenna, but a lot of those were rear mount as an option. So the passenger side one, that was always your live antenna. If it had a single, if it had duals, the passenger side was still the live one. But the driver's side was the dummy, or fake, for the people that don't like the word dummy. Anyway, the big thing, and we get this a lot of questions, and you see this a lot in restored cars or cars where a rear antenna has been added in. You'll have people come back and say, well, I want that slope back antenna, or I want the sloped antenna. Well, the big difference there you saw that was those were 1959 and 60, 61 and 62. We still have a lot of guys put them on 63, 64, even 65, 66. As long as you got a flat area on the quarter panel, you can pretty much mount one of these. Now, the big difference between 59 and 60, because most people will think 59 to 62 is the same one. It is not actually. So you want to focus in here a little bit. This is a 59 and 60. It's still that slope back. That's about the way it mounted on the flat quarter panel. But 59 and 60 had this ridge here on the antenna base and was a little bit more pointed there, on the top, underneath the nut. Uses the same nut, 59 all the way to 62, but was different. Here you can see the 61, 62, definitely more of a rounded look to the base. It doesn't have that ridge. Same thing here. This is more rounded. It doesn't come to that hard point there on the ridge in the middle. Now, if you're talking about correctness, and we'll have people that'll come, well, I need an antenna for a 63 Impala. You sell it to them and they come back, well, mine's different. It's usually because this has been mounted on, or some version of this has been mounted on somewhere during the car's life. A lot of times those cars didn't even come with a radio from the factory, and they went and they installed it at the dealership, and they got an antenna from Western Auto or a Tasco or something like that, or they had options, kind of like they did mirrors. You can pick that antenna and put it on the car. So 63, even though it is sloped, it's not near as sloped as that was. You can see that's essentially how both of them, you can see quite a bit of difference there. That 63, they went to, it's a fatter antenna, bigger around, but just had the single nut, didn't have a lot of times this is referred to as the airplane. Didn't have that, it was just a smooth base with a nut on top of it. 64, they did the same thing, but they went to a smaller base. Same nut as 63, but still was about that same angle. So a lot of times, again, we'll have people say, well, mine had, factory rear antennas, in 64, but they're going to come walking up with one of these. This is obviously something that's been added to it. So it just really depends on what you want to do. Personally, I like this style better. I like the way it looks. I like that bigger, fatter base. To me, it looks a lot more cool. Definitely looks a lot more custom if you're trying to build that kind of car back in the 60s. So just keep in mind 59, 60, 61, 2, 63, 64.